Now for business updates across the globe, Rotus Odiri is here. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning.
Back from Lomé.
From
Togo.
Lomé. Our rise is everywhere. Egypt, Morocco, Lomé, Liberia, Saudi, we're all over the place. And Doctor, congratulations on your personality of the year. You are indeed a heavy personality, so that is an award. And congrats, I think Ozzy Okoli, right, winning producer of the year. Congrats to Ozzy. International producer.
Oh, yeah, not local producer.
Ozzy Okoli, international. Congrats to the team. The awards keep coming in. Yeah, OpenAI, the big news, of course, Sam Altman kicked out on Friday by the board. The board, in a surprise move, removed him. There was talks that he might come back. The man even embarrassed himself, went to take a selfie with his ID, making people think he was going back in. I hear they've now taken Emmett Shermer, who is the co-founder of the video streaming platform Twitch, as the new CEO of OpenAI. There's a whole lot of board kerfuffles going on there. We moved to Argentina, and it did come to pass. Argentina, really? They've elected this man. He takes office as Javier Milei. He takes office December 10th, promises a, quote, economic shock therapy, wants to dollarize the economy, plans to abolish the central bank. He talks about slashing spending. There's a video that's been going viral where he was removing ministries as he wants to cut. I think we have it. Let's take a look.
Turismo y deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación, afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social, afuera. Ministerio de Educación, Adoctrinamiento, afuera. Ministerio de Transporte, afuera. Ministerio de Salud, afuera. Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, afuera. Se acabó el curro de la política. ¡Viva la libertad, carajo!
Now, of course, checks and balances mean that his parliament will probably put him in check. So with all this is radical,
eccentric, radical,
all these is radical ideas. We don't know. But look, speak Rufai, you know, we've debated what a tanking economy looks like. I mean, this is what a tanking economy looks like. Argentina has defaulted on their debt 9 times since 1827, 3 times since 2000. Inflation over 143%. They are the largest debtor to the IMF. Double-digit poverty. Loss of confidence in the currency. This is what a tanking economy looks like. Yes.
Please, with
poverty.
With due respect.
Yes.
Rotus,
yes.
This is not a tanking. This is a basket case economy. This one is gone. Tanking economy is way better on the threshold. Nigeria is tanking. It's tanking. This one is tanked. It's gone. This basket case. Argentina, are you kidding me?
In soup. And they don't even have dollars. I don't know how he plans to dollarize. Anyway, quickly to Liberia. Another. In fact, funny enough, shout out to Punarimam Benjamin. We ran into her at the airport. The Liberia team, when they were the Arise News team from Liberia covering the election while we were coming in from Lomé. So Joseph Boakai, former vice president, 78 years old. He's got a number of economic challenges. Not as bad as Argentina, but you know they're still coming off the Ebola crisis there. They secure, but you know the economy is still on the recovery. 80% of Liberians food insecure. They depend heavily on rice. You think we love rice? They love rice over there, but they're not able They're not able to produce as much. Rufai, you talk about this a lot. Lack of mechanical tech in agriculture, mechanized farming, lack of yield in on the farms. There's poverty, corruption. He's got a whole lot of work ahead of him as well. George Weah has called him, of course, to concede. I think we come to Nigeria now, to Lagos. Funsho Doherty, presidential candidate for the ADC, putting out a letter to the Lagos state government on spending. I think we have that letter where he was highlighting. So look, I went through this document, the procurement document. So anyway, open letter on select public procurements by Lagos in the period April to September. I've had the opportunity to go through the register, which is voluminous. You may consider undertaking a review of the same. I mean, just highlight, this is not even exhaustive. Or if we go through, if we look at, I think Lagos Transparency, their rankings, right? Because this was all on the websites of the Lagos state government. Okay, yeah, by the way, this ties into Business Day's cover for today. For Nigeria's cash-strapped states, it's business as usual. They're still going cap in hand to Abuja to get federal allocation. Budget ranked the top 20 states in terms of, I believe it was transparency. Lagos ranked 14th. So in terms of fiscal transparency, letting us know what spending is like. Jigawa, Oshun, Adamawa, Kwara, Imo, Ondo, Oyo, Gombe, Kogi, and Akwa Ibom. That's your top 10 for the first half of 2023. Your top 20, Delta, Kano, Niger State, Borno, Delta, Ekiti, Kano, Lagos. Lagos is 14th. Niger State, Nasarawa, Borno, Cross River, Kebbi, and then Anambra. So that's your top 20. So still, I guess, leave it to the both of you to tell us whether we commend Lagos State for having an open procurement website where one can go and look at all these line items. And they are a lot. I literally spent my entire weekend going through all this. And this is not exhaustive. So for example, Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, a consultancy service for bus corridors to some contractor called Advanced Engineering Consultancy. He mentioned them 4.1 million euros plus another 2.9 billion naira. Another consultancy service for another project, 2 million euros plus another 1.5 billion. Consultancy service for a loan for the facilitator and advisor on the blue line, that was 2.1 billion. Red line was 3.1 billion. Then Office of the Deputy Governor, I'm not sure if this is monthly or this is a year. Maintenance of a swimming pool for 10 million naira to some company. I mean, it goes on and on. If we move on, there's there's the vehicles as well. Brand new bulletproof Lexus for 440 million for the Office of the Chief of Staff. What else we got? There's the governor's convoys. Apparently, I didn't know this. He has 14 BMW bikes that go in his convoy, and the maintenance. I didn't know that. The maintenance. Look, this is an excursion to go through this thing. The maintenance for 14 of them comes to 36 million. He's going to do 8 years. That comes out to 288 million. There is, look at this. Okay, check this out. So there's a presidential and gubernatorial portraits, which come out to 73 million naira. It is almost as much as the fuel for Lasema activities in July, which is 74.5 million. So it's just, look, we've reached out to Lagos State. Look at another one. Lagos State Waste Management, mechanical sweeping of select routes in Lagos, 150 million for just 6 months. Ministry of Education, there's some year 2002 schools online project for 58 million. We don't know what that is. Office of the Chief of Staff, this was the one that made this replacements of liquid fragrance in the governor's office, 7.4 million. Ministry of Planning and Physical Planning and Development, this is some 3.2 billion. The electronic physical planning process for those who want to get permit. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Then there's Lagos, this was another one. Lagos Office of Drainage Service and Water Resources. Construction of collector drain to deflood Divine Estates. Trying to figure out, Divine Estate, I think, is a private enterprise, right? It's a private estate. I'm not sure what taxes they pay that entitles them to this, or what other estates will get this drainage, but 545 million there for the estate. There's a church, that the St. Anglicans church that they're renovating for 500 million. It's just a lot. So look, St. Andrews, thank you, St. Andrews Church. Yeah, that's right. That is correct. So cost of living, I think if you look at Lagos versus Nigeria, if you look at the figures there, Lagos is ahead of the country. So your headline inflation 31%, Nigeria 27%, food inflation 37%, Nigeria 31%. So that is our update for today.
For me, you see, and that's why we need to go back and look at our political system very strongly. At a time that things are all-time low for Nigeria, we're having numbers like this that could be debated. And that's why I like to see the Lagos State government robust response on this. I mean, you're having fragrance, 7 million naira and everything. I mean, who cares about fragrance?
Right.
And this is a room that most of you people, it's just, there was another one I saw in there. Yeah. The Mortar Rice Mill. That was supposed to be a PPP.
Yes.
And you're still servicing that. But this was what the state government advertised as a PPP a couple of months ago. So I think the Lagos State government needs to do all of this line by line item. And for the life of me, it's not only Lagos State. The people are beginning to look at Abia too.
Yep.
Some money they said Abia State spent for food close to $1 billion. Why? Why all of this at a time that the people are suffering? We must be able to do more. You said, should we be thanking them for transparency and procurement? No, it's normal right. I mean, we had the days where Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala used to post everything about, national spending and all of that in the papers.
Right.
In fact, we should go back to those days. And I think the most important person we should kudos to here is Mr. Funsho Doherty that took out his time to be able to go through the line-by-line item. Because a lot of people, when you see lots of documents line-by-line, it's quite grueling to go through it.
Yeah.
But I think it's time we need to dedicate people to going through this line-by-line item. The government needs to explain. Vis-a-vis, look at the cost of living. You went to Lome the other day. You see, when I say tanking economy, the CFA, as you sop the naira so much now, that even those that used to trade and go buy things from Lome and Togo and come and say they can't do that business again because the CFA is more than the naira. We are changing dollar for over close to 1,000 naira. They are changing dollar in Cotonou for 600.
Yeah.
Okay, number one. Let me start with Sam Altman. Everyone was surprised when the board said they had lost confidence in Sam Altman. And that caused ripples in Silicon Valley because Sam Altman had become established as the spokesperson for artificial intelligence, particularly for ChatGPT. He has appeared in Congress. He's been meeting with leaders of the world, 38-year-old, but he had become, the face of artificial intelligence. Now, the board said they have lost confidence in him. The reason they've lost confidence in him is the main issue. Simply because they assume that he's going too fast enough and that there are safety, security concerns that he's not willing to address. But what is the latest development? The latest development is that investors, companies, top executives, and staff are saying that they support Sam Altman. And there is a lobby that he must be brought back. Okay, well, they've appointed an interim chairman, but within the setup itself, there are workers, they are saying it's the members of the board themselves that should go, that should be turned adrift. But it's interesting to see that security concerns about the future of artificial intelligence, at least with ChatGPT, is generating this concern and across, not just within the company, the enabling company, but in the whole of Silicon Valley. Now, let's go to Argentina. Milei, who has won in that election, he calls himself anarcho-capitalist. He's a hard right-winger, right wing of the hardest hue. Okay? But what is interesting also is that he used to be a television commentator.
He did,
And he used to rant against government. So maybe there's some value in ranting against government. If you rant well enough against government, you may become president someday. So television commentary has its own value. But anyway, that's just by the side. His opponent, Maga, I think that's Massa, is the finance minister who has been presiding over this terrible economy with 143% inflation, with widespread poverty. There was no way, the same minister of finance that has run the economy aground, could possibly win.
But he won the first round.
He did.
Massa won the first round of the election.
But at the end, he couldn't get the numbers. At the end of the day, he ended up with 44%. And
Milei with 56%.
With 56%. Milei had 56%. And that's where Argentina has found itself. Now, Milei is there on the wave of populism and promises. He says he will dollarize the economy. He will
abolish the central
reduce
bank.
public spending by 15%. He will abolish the central bank. His slogan is out with all of them. But you see, we've seen many examples. Populism can bring you to power. But when you face the hard reality, then governance is where the major issue is. However, Massa has already congratulated him and conceded defeat. Now, the interesting subject you brought about Lagos, I think no. The fact that Lagos state government is transparent is to be commended. I mean, that's the ideal. But in this country, we have found ourselves in a situation whereby when a state government repairs a road, you have to commend the state government. We all know that is the job of the state government. We all know that it's the duty of government to give us basic amenities. But we have been so shortchanged that when government at least tries to be transparent, the government should be praised. So it's good that Lagos State government has a transparency portal. However, Funsho Doherty, candidate of the ADC in the last gubernatorial election, has now gone to that same portal to bring out certain disturbing details. 7.5 million to buy a fragrance for the office of the governor. The office of the chief of staff supplying chickens to local governments and wards. How much? Running into millions of naira. The wife of the deputy governor collecting 30 million every month to give to indigent citizens. Is she an official of the state? So those are the kind of details that you find there. Chief of staff allocated a bulletproof vehicle of 440 million. What is the chief of staff doing with 440 million? Who the hell is he? Okay, so these are the kind of details that Funsho Doherty has brought out. And I think before we rush to judgment, we should wait for the Lagos State government to offer an explanation. And it's not just Funsho Doherty. Gbadebo Rosevival, candidate of the Labour Party, over the weekend, also came up with some details about how state government money being used by the Lagos State government to pay legal fees. Okay? Nobody should complain about the lawyers. The lawyers deserve their fees. Yes. What you can complain about is why would the state governor use government money to pay legal fees? But then the state government also has to reply to that. The only positive side of it is that we see the ADC in Lagos State, the Labour Party in Lagos State, having lost at the tribunal and at the Court of Appeal, now beginning to function as opposition. That I think is healthy to the extent, as long as their revelations, their claims are based on hard facts, not on blackmail, not on character assassination. And the State House of Assembly has the responsibility of oversight. I hope that the State House of Assembly will take these complaints, this whistleblowing that the opposition parties in Lagos State have attempted, and take a look at it. And that the state government too will not waste time. We act expeditiously to offer the people of Lagos State the relevant explanation. And
Funsho Doherty is on the Global Business Report, 11:30 a.m. So everybody tune in.
Funsho Doherty, by the way, is an accountant.
Oh yes.
So he will know how to crunch the numbers.
Oh yes.
But nobody should say they are playing the role of opposition and act on the basis of malice or witch hunt or blackmail. And that's why the Lagos State has the right of reply.
Indeed.
And we wait.
Indeed.
Thank you very much, Rotus.
Thank you.